Good morning, third graders. Today is Wednesday, April 29th, and we are starting Unit 6, and this is Lesson 1 in Unit 6. And our I can statement is, I can solve addition and subtraction word problems. And we're going to be using Math Mountains, and I know you used the Math Mountains in second grade. So a Math Mountain is this. So if you had, say, 30 plus 50, it would equal 80, okay? So what you can see is the total is up here, the total amount when you add numbers together, and the number over here is the add-in, and this is also called an add-in. So in a Math Mountain, always remember that the total is at the top of the mountain, and the add-in, there's two add-ins and one is on each side. So you could even label it like this: total, add-in, add-in. We are on page 389 in your math workbook, and we're going to use Math Mountains and equations to solve these. So it says, look at the Math Mountain and the 8 equations. What relationships do you see? In each question, label each number as an add-in, or you can just say A, or for the total, we just want you to do T for total. So if you look carefully at number 1, or at these 8 equations, these equations right here are all adding equations, and these down here, these 4, are subtraction equations. So what they want us to do is to label each of these. So if 110 is the total, we put a T there, and add in. Here's the total for this next one. This is an add-in, this is an add-in. Now the total is over here in the first position. So you can see the total can be either in the first position in adding, or it can be in the last position for adding. So add-in, total. Now for subtraction, it's a little bit different. They are showing you that the total can be right here in the middle. So they're saying, the way you read this one is 110 minus 70 gets you 40. Or you can show the add-in, or you can show the total first, in the first position. Total, add-in. And here's the total. So write T there. Add in, and you can read this one. 70 is 110 minus 40, or you can say 110 minus 40 equals 70. Notice the total is in position number 1. Okay, so that's how you do that particular one. Number 2, it says, now your turn to write the 8 equations for this Math Mountain. Label each number as the total, so you're either going to put a T or an A for add-in. So our math problem is 140, and we know that the add-in is here and the add-in is here, and this is the total. So when you look at the top, let's do the same and have these first 4 plus or addition problems and these last 4 subtraction problems. So just like they did at the top, we're going to start out with the 140 as the first number equals 80 plus 60. And then they switched it around and they said 80 plus 60 equals 140. And then they also asked you to label each of them. So you're going to do a T, an A, an A, an A, an A, a T. So let's do the next line. And we're going to go back to red. So the total is 140. And we're going to switch these around. So we're going to put the 60 first and now the 80. See how we flipped them from here to here? And then we're going to say 60 plus 80 equals 140. So again, we can label this as being the total, add in, add in, add in, add in, total. Okay, let's go to the subtraction math problems. And just like they did at the top, they took an add-in first and they said 60 equals the total 140 minus 80. And let's do the one underneath it. This time we're going to say 80 is 140 minus 60. And again, we can label these with add-in, total, add-in, add-in, total, add-in. Okay, let's do the last two subtraction problems. This time we're going to put the total first, minus 80 equals 60. And we're going to say 140 minus, this time we're going to put the 60 first, see how we switched it, equals 80. And once again, we're going to label the total, add in, total, add in. Turn the page to 390 and we're going to solve each problem. And you have to label your answers and show your work. So keep in mind that anytime you do a math mountain, there's always three numbers. There's an add-in, and then there's a total. So there's three numbers, but we can show those equations 8 different ways. Here's the first one. It says add 2, number 3. Chris's group picked 80 apples. His mother's group picked 60 more apples. How many apples do they have now? Well, I know that one of the add-ins is 60 and another add-in is 80. So I'm going to show the equation 60 plus 80, and I know that is 140 because I know 6 plus 8 is 14, and you put the 0 back on, and it's 140. And we have to label it, so 140 apples. Number 2, it says take from. Chris's group had 140 apples. They ate 80 of them. How many apples do they have now? So this time it says take from, and I can see that 140 is the total, and I know that one of the add-ins is 80. And we have to figure out how many apples do they have now. So I'm going to say 140 minus 80, and I know that that's 60, so I'm going to say 60 apples. Number 5. Put together, take apart. Allison's class brought 70 juice boxes to the picnic. Taylor's class brought 50 juice boxes. How many juice boxes did they bring all together? So you can use a math mountain, but you can also use a tens group. So you could say Allison's class brought 70, so there's 50, 60, 70. Taylor's class brought 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one stands for Taylor's class, this one stands for Allison's class, and it's asking us how many did they bring all together. So I know 70 plus 50, well, if I put together these 10 tens, that's 100, 110, 120. So they brought 120 juice boxes. And I'm going to put my label in here. Boxes. Okay, so at that time we had to put together numbers. So again, they're saying put together, take apart. There are 120 juice boxes at the picnic. Allison put 70 on tables and leaves the rest in the cooler. How many juice boxes are in the cooler? So I am guessing that this is a take apart. And I'm going to use a Math Mountain because I think that the total goes up here for 120. And she put 70 of those juice boxes on the table. So I'm going to go with 120 minus 70. And I know that 12 minus 7 is, hopefully you know this too, 5. And then if 12 minus 7 is 5, put the 0 back on. It's going to be 50 juice boxes are still in the cooler.